Welcome everybody to Shorty on the Fly once again. I want to wish everybody a happy holiday season, and in keeping with the season, we're going to do something red and green today. And this is a Royal Trude. I don't know why people don't use Trudes that much anymore. It's a great fly, and with this little added modern touch of the winging material, it's got great floatability. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be tying this today on a size 10 dry fly hook. Get the hook in the vise there, and then when we start the thread on the hook, I'm going to give it about 3 eye lengths in back of the eye, because that's going to be a do not enter zone. That's where I want to put in my wing and hackle. So we're going to go ahead and leave that space there. And it's going to make it a little bit easier to proportion out the rest of the fly. So get our thread and go all the way back to the bend of the hook. And then for tail, I'm going to be using moose body hair. Okay, and I've already dropped it into the stacker, so you don't have to listen to me whapping the stacker on the desktop here. And then we're going to come in and measure to form a tail that's the length of the shank of the hook. And as always, I gather it with one collecting wrap and let the next wrap carry the material to the top of the hook. You can use a pinch wrap if you're more comfortable with that, but this is my way. And then just take wraps all the way up to where you began the thread. That way we're going to keep ourselves a nice, even, smooth body. Okay? And now we're going to run our thread back to the initial tie-in point. And here we're going to put the body, and this is going to be 3 peacock herls. And I want you to come in and snip off those brittle ends, because they just get in the way. And then we're going to go ahead and lay that in, tie it in. Oh, come on, let's try that again. There we go. And right back. And now what we're doing is separating this particular area into thirds. All right, so I'm going to come up 1/3, make my wraps, and then come in and capture it with your thread. And the next part on a Royal anything is red floss. Now this is floss that came in a 4-strand thing. I usually take it out and use just 1 strand. Okay, that's a little easier for me. And then what you want to do, I just wet the tips a little bit by putting it in my mouth. Makes it a little easier to tie in. And now I'm going to take that up another 1/3. We're going to start wrapping. I want to wrap to make that nice and even. And once again, come in and capture it with your thread. We got a few stragglers there. We're going to snip that one off of it, make it look better. Okay. There we have it. What's that one guy doing under there? There we go. No, we still didn't get it. There we go. All right, and now another 3 peacock herls. And once again, snip off the brittle tips and tie that in. And take our wraps. So I took that thread right up to that point that I want to put my wing. And there you have it. And for my wing on this, I'm using a more modern material. We are using trigger point fibers in white, and I've cut a clump off. You just kind of have to eyeball this. It's a little difficult to really know how much, but I've got a bit there. And the other thing before I come in here is I want to even those tips up, so that makes it for an easier tie-in situation. So I'm just going to lay that down. start to wrap. Make sure I keep everything right on top of the hook. Cover those up good. Some foreign material in there, I don't know what that is. Okay, and now what we want to do is trim this off right at the back edge of the hook. And there's our wing. And now for a hackle, I've got a brown hackle, and I've stripped away the lower webby stuff. I'm going to trim that tip off just a little bit. Tie that in. Make sure we leave enough room at the eye. And now take our wraps. And now come in and capture it with the thread. And trim away the waist. And as happens a lot, you might have to do a little trim job here before we tie off. We get some of those stragglers out of the way there. All right. And then we're going to come in here and whip finish it. I don't know what that is, but it's bothering me. Okay. And there you have it. That is a Royal Trude. And it's a great fly. They're relatively easy to tie, and you can certainly configure a Trude in any pattern, style, color, whatever you like. And it's a very effective pattern throughout the year, you know, except when it gets really, really cold. But there you have it, and that is my Christmas wish for you. Happy holidays to everyone. As always, I bid you peace.